Hi y'all, it's Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wingz, and we're still working on our Dark Forest journal. So the last video we grunged up and hammered up our pages and got those all done. They are dry. I will show them to you at the end of this video, uh, but they turned out really nice, I think. I'm excited about them. And so today what we're going to do, I have 4 signatures in that journal. And these, I decided I would make a little signature cover for each one of the sections. I tried, I don't know how well and how successful I've been, but I wanted to start out entering the forest and having the forest get darker and darker as we go. So we'll see if we can pull that off. But this is the signature for the first one. And I went ahead and made this one because I wanted to try to figure out first of all what I was doing and kind of go from there. So this is made using paper from an old Harper's Boutique paper pad put out by Paper Studio. It's just one-sided and it's relatively light paper. It's not cardstock, it's regular paper. And I've had this for 100 years. So my goal, as I told y'all earlier in the year, is to use up some of the stuff that I've got. That's what I'm going to try to do. So I chose 4 pieces. The cool thing about that paper pad is it's black and white. I can add some green here and there when I need to. So I've already kind of put them together, but they are not decorated. So we're going to work on that today. Now, this is the very first, let me grab my first paper stack. This is going to be these are going to be the papers that are going to fit in this first one. And the very first paper that I have, if you turn it right side up, and maybe I've messed it up altogether. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. Okay, it goes this direction. And the first page that is going to be in here is this same little butterfly. And so I thought, well, so I made it a tiny bit bigger and tore it out, put it on some black, and I thought this is going to be the nicest, I guess, most, well, I can't think of the word, but the most color in here for this, for the forest. And so, but this is the first little stack of papers that I had. So this one, I'm going to fold them in a little bit and I'm going to just put them together. This is going to fit in here. And that is going to be our first signature. Okay, so adds a little bit of bulk, but I think it's cool. So that's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to put these over here. And of course, when I fold them down, they'll smooth out a little bit. All right, so we put her on the front, and on the back, I put just a little journaling page. And I used some double stick tape on this, and it looks like it's kind of showing through my paper. So I kind of got my sander and kind of roughed it up in a few places so that it kind of looks like it's supposed to be that way. You know, when we make a boo-boo, but we want to do it, we want to use it anyway, we figure out a way to make it look like, oh, I meant to do that. Kind of like a cat that runs into something and turns around and looks at you like, I meant to do that. Okay, so anyway, I kind of grungied that up just a little bit. Not much, but just a little. And then on the edge, I used some ribbon, or I guess it's ribbon. It's fabric. This is my little stack of these ribbons that I got. And I got these from Sheila at Boho Daydreams. Awesome, awesome things. And she sells these little kits that are all kind of color coordinated. And I thought, wow, I have all this green stuff. So we're going to use some of it. So I put a page out here. Now, this page, let me measure one of these. These pages are exactly 6 inches wide by 9 and about an eighth. About an eighth. So I'm going to have to make my journal cover just a little bit bigger because of these journal covers, or these signature covers. But I didn't want them to be any smaller. So that was my choice. So I will probably make this journal when I get finished, probably about 9.5 by 7.25 maybe, or 7 will be fine. That will give me an inch to have hanging things out here, which is what I did with this piece of ribbon right here. And I measured it when I put it on, so that makes this signature cover exactly 7 inches. So I can't make my journal cover any smaller than 7 inches. And then it's 9 1/8, so I'll go up a little bit so we'll have some extra playroom. Anyway, so that's the plan. All right, so we've got our little butterfly fairy. Well, she looks like a fairy. I don't think she's a butterfly, but I don't think she's a fairy, but she is a butterfly with her pretty green ribbon. We open it up and we have a pocket right here with some stenciling of leaves on the edge, and this is a pocket here. Now, the way this is going to work is, let me turn that off. First, I have to find it. Hey, baby, can I call you back in a minute? I'm doing a video. Okay, bye. Okay, that was my daughter, and I hate to put her off, but there we go. All right, so this is a pocket at the front of the signature. This is going to be a little pocket to put at the back of the signature. Now, I have all of these. I told you when I used these pages from Gypsy Craftery, she gave us a little ephemera packet. Or it didn't come like this. It came, and my dear sweet 88-year-old mother helped me cut all of this out. So I've got some bigger things. There's the little dragonfly on a card and some different things. And so we're going to have something a little bigger to go in here. See, if I put this in here, she's lost. So we're going to have to do something different. But nothing in here is really quite big enough yet. So I'm going to put all these in here. We will use those because these smaller ones, these smaller tags like this, could very nicely fit over here and just stick out. I think I could probably get three at least. And depending on what size we have, that one's a little bigger. Maybe we could put one of the bigger ones and a couple of smaller ones in there. Let's see what else we have in here. We have some little cards here. Maybe we'll use these lighter things here before we get too involved in darkness. There's a pretty one. Maybe that one could go in there. Okay, so maybe we could do those and put these over here. And I've got now too many, but that's okay. The backs of these I printed with a digital I purchased from Victoria Designs, so check that out. And I think I'm going to round the corners on this one a little bit, just because they look a little boring to me when they're just square. So I think we'll do that. And we'll do that on this one. And we'll ink up edges. That's black. That's brown. There's my green. There's my ink pad. No telling, I bet that's it. Yep, over there probably getting all of my little inky things wet, inked. Alright, so we'll ink around here. And ink on the back. Now, I don't want to add a whole lot more bulk to this little journal, so I'm probably not going to put a ribbon on here like I do a lot of the time, because it just makes that thicker. So what I may do is maybe get some whale tabs, and I have a little whale tab cutter thingy in my bob, and maybe put those on there so that we can see. This one I don't think needs it because it's going to stick up. If I put it in the center, it's going to stick up and be fine. It's these other two that kind of go down into the pocket a little far. Of course, I think they're okay. I think they would be okay. This one definitely would be okay. But this one, but I don't know. We'll think on it. We will think on it. And let's get this one inked up. And put it around here. Yeah, my mom and my husband was gone this weekend to do some band judging things. And so my mom and I were home, and bless her little heart, she's 88 years old, and she sat in there with me and cut out all day. It was a godsend to me because I would still be cutting. Maybe we can turn that one like that and turn him. I think that might look a little better. And then leave that one like that. And we've got some decorations there. We need to put some kind of decoration on here. I think that might be a little much, but oh, now this is a different set, and this is I'm going to use for another thing, but that might be kind of cool to just put on there as something's watching you. I don't know if it goes like that or if it goes like, no, I think it goes like that. But that is pretty thin paper. I printed it on just regular, well, not regular print paper, but I put it on 30 pounds, so it's a little heavier. And let's see over here if we can find, let's see if we can find something in this. These were just some extras that I had. That might be, I'm going to use these in my next journal, but thought maybe I might find something in here that might be a little kind of nature-y, but I'm not finding it. These are all kind of ghouls and things. Alright, so that went that out the window. So let's see what else. What did I do with those other papers? I tell you, keeping up with stuff. Let me put that back on there before because I've definitely got those. Those are going to be fine, but we need something to go in here that is a little bigger. And I have this little paper that I made, and we could cut that in half and make it a journaling paper. Let's see what happens with this. Let's get this little cutter mabob here. put this right here. Just trim that off so those sides are the same. And if we put this in here, that actually, that needs to be glued. It's going to have to be cut a little off the top because it just barely fits in that pocket. So I think that's going to work though. So we're going to get a little bit here. Cut just a little bit more off here, and we'll cut just a little bit off of the bottom. Just so it will fit in there a little better. And that's going to do much better. Okay? Now, this is just a little colorful for me. I wonder how that would work on there. That might work, but then that leaves us with a white side. That's not any better. We could put it on black. This is a little thicker. Put that in there, and I do kind of like that, but that is kind of weird. So I just don't know. Maybe I could just put it on there like that and have that hang off of the edge. Just about like that. And that would work. That would work just fine. I like that idea. Okay, so what we'll do, I'm going to save this and use this for something else a little bit later. What was that one? Oh, that one was kind of cool too. We can use that one as well for some of these other pockets. But let's corner these edges a little bit. I can see well enough to do that. And I made these a long time ago. Never could figure out what to do with them. But you save them because the perfect day will come. And the perfect day has come. We're going to ink around the edge of this just to kind of grunge it up a little bit. We can't have something clean go into our grungy journal. And I'm not going to use the tape because it left funky marks on my stuff. So we're going to use Fabri-Tac. And so we're just going to go right along here, along the edges. Of course, the back of this is pretty cool too, but it's just not really the theme that I'm looking for right now for this particular journal. So we're going to change it up a little bit and see what else we can do. I will turn this over. I'm going to try to put this, I just want a very narrow little edging on this. Just enough so that we can see that there is an edge around it. Kind of gives it like a halo effect. And I can't find, oh, let's use this one. And kind of spread that out and make it a little smoother. Alright, and then we'll get our cutter and put this right here. We want it to be very thin. That's perfect. That's perfect. Alright, we've already got that one. Now we got to get one more side even. We're going to try our best. There we go. Just enough. And then we'll go back and we'll corner around these so that it matches the paper we put on it first. And there's no need to edge this or ink this because it's not going to show up anyway. Alrighty, now we have a nice big journal tag, and I had another, well, goodness gracious, everybody is calling me today. We could put this on the back, and that would work pretty nicely. I'm just going to let that one ring. Alright, so I'm going to round this right here. And this will give us a nice, pretty little writing area. And we'll just ink this right on up here. And actually, that's the other half of the page I used on the back of the back here. And so that will tie this all together. And see how that works. A little more smudging over here. Okay, let's put some glue on this. We don't need quite as much on this as we did on the other side, so put you right there. Now, the hard part's getting this centered up on here, but we'll make it work. It will work good enough for me. Okay, get our little bone folder here and scrunch that down so that glue gets spread around. We don't want to have those glue lines in here. We want this area to be pretty smooth because that's going to be our writing area. And so we want to make sure that glue, you're not writing with those little circles. So there we go. We have a nice little journaling card. Actually, I have just a little too much on this side. So what do you think the chances are that I can cut off a teeny tiny sliver like that? Very good. Very good. Okay, we'll have to round these corners again because that kind of changed up the configuration of that. Put this in the trash. And we have a nice big card to put right in here. Make sure that's going to fit, and it does. Yeah, there we go. And then we've got our 3 tags over here. Now, wonder if we could find some kind of something. Okay. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay. I have a moon in the last one. I think that might work. Oh, here's a pretty girl. Oh, I like her there. Okay. So we will put her on there. Just kind of flip through here really quickly and see what else we have in here. Okay. That might be nice to put on the front. I was going to put a little tag up here that said something about the dark forest or whatever. So we may put that there. I don't know. Have to think on that for a minute. Have to think. Let's see what else we have in here. I saw some of this kind of frilly stuff. We could put her right under there. That would be pretty. Now I have no scissors. This is my grandson calling. I know it is. So he's just going to have to wait. just gonna have to wait a minute. School is out. He calls me every afternoon when school's out just to chat. And it's awesome and I love it. But right now I'm busy. Now I kind of like that right there. And I think that we're going to put that there. That's what I think we're going to do. And since this one is a pretty little girl, well, let's put a pretty little border on the edge of it. And I think that'll look a lot better. And ink that around with my ink pad that I left open. And okay, we don't have to worry about ink in the back of this because we're going to glue her down. So there we go. That will work. And let's put this on here. Let's make sure we get this set where we want it. And then we'll put her right there. And I have another piece of this kind of stuff here. I think we could make a little bow. Sure we can. It needs to be kind of a little bow, because we don't want it to be terribly obtrusive. But to put right between her and there. And I like that idea. Okay. So we'll cut our little nubbins. Okay, we'll put that back over there. And we'll put just a little bit of glue on the back of this. Now this is not terribly thick, so it's not going to add a whole lot of bulk. And that's going to fit right there and frame that little thing. Now I may need to, at some point, stuck to my finger, I may need to glue these little tails down, but we'll see how that works. Okay, come on. It's having a hard time, I think, sticking to that net. But I don't know, maybe just a little dot to just kind of hold that down there, and maybe just a little dot here just to hold that down. My poor little apron, I think, needs to be washed. Okay. And if I can get the glue off of my fingers, I think that will work fine. I'm going to leave this up. Okay, so now we need something over here. We need something over here. So let's see what we have in our... Whew, that is way too big. That's too big. That's too big. You know, I saw something else in here a while ago when I was digging around, and who knows what I did with it. But it was a really pretty little thing. It's not that. Oh, here it is. And it's even got a little color in it. And we could make this into a little belly band. That would be awesome. We could do it this way, but I don't like it that way. but I like it this way. All right, there we go. So we're going to put a little glue right down here. We're going to put a little glue right down here. And kind of center that up. Because this is the first part of the dark forest. And so we still have a little color. We're on the edges of the forest. And so we still have a little color in here. These little colors will not be so colorful at the end. But now we're going to have another kind of little thing to put in here. So let's see what we can find. We don't want a skull. That might work right there. There's another little flower. That kind of matches the flower on the ribbon. I think we'll go with that one. So, and it's already backed, so I won't have to worry about that. We'll corner our little corners, or around our little corners, I guess. Now that didn't work too bueno. Alright, let's see. And let's go right around here. Now we will need to ink the back of this one because it can pull out. There we go. Ink this side up. Little green on that, just because. And then we'll put you right there. And I think, I have some little nubbin things in here. Very good. I bought these. Little things. I thought they were very small. They're not. I bought them from Temu. So they're huge, and they're really kind of ugly. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but anyway, I've got them, and let's see, here's a little green. Wonder how that would work on that. It's not going to be any thicker than the than the bow, and I like that. All right. You know, we need bling. We need bling bling. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. Some good ink on it, or good glue on it, and stick it right up there in the nest of that bow. And I'm going to have to hold it for a minute. It's sticking to a piece of lace, and so we need to give the glue a little time to set in there. All right, now I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to let it dry. And I'm going to get our pages over here, and we're going to fold them out. I'm going to put these aside for now. And, piece of fuzz. And we did get some pretty good outside damage here on our papers. Now, this is a halfie. I decided one day that I would cut a, what do you call it? Those composition books. And I was going to cut it in half and make a halfie book out of it. It didn't work too well. So now I have all these little half pieces of paper because I had to throw the cover away because I really messed it up. But now I have all these little pieces of paper, so I made some for this and thought, well, there we go. That's what we're going to do. There we go. So we've got this in here. think I'll put it kind of down to the bottom. And I want to make sure these are all really nice and folded. And we've got this one. Probably would be better if I used my bone folder instead of my fingernail. And we have a sequin. And we're going to put you in here. And these pages, these are some more of these. These are kind of came along with the writing pages that I put on the back of the cover. And I put some of these in each one of these little stacks. Now, I haven't decorated these yet, so I tend to do better at decorating. I don't know. I don't know when I do better. I don't know that I do better at any time. But anyway, there we go. We're going to put you in there. Now this is one of those, look at that, you can actually see the pretty roses now. Before it was very dark, and those colors came through over here, so much, much better. I like it. And then we're going to put it in here as well. I did not put you down, or bone folder you down, so I'll do that now. Then we have just a piece here of some graph paper, and then I used my leaf stencil, and I stenciled some green leaves and some brown leaves on here. So put this one in here. There's another one of those. This one has a little owl peeking out over here at you. So you have a rose on the other side, so it's not terribly bad yet in the forest. But things are watching you. Okay, so we're going to put you, get you smoothed down. This is just a piece of coffee dyed paper that I used and soaked up some of the green from some of those pretty papers that we had. So I have him next. I had already gone through and sorted the papers the way I wanted them, so when I worked on the water with them, I did them in that order so they would blend together. And then this one has some stenciling on it. It's words in script, but I only got pieces of things, and so it kind of turned out not what I was expecting, but it turned out really nice. So I think that's going to work pretty nicely. And then we'll put you in here. Come on, down just a little bit. Okay. Here's another, it's coffee dyed paper, but it has, well, you can't tell, but it has some little gold threads in here. I've had this paper forever, and I love it. I don't know what I'm going to do when it's all gone. I've only got a few sheets of it left, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I did go through, as you can see, on some of the edges and did a little bit of sewing. I don't know that I've finished, but let's make sure that one was right side up. We're going to put our papers right in here. Fold you down once you're good and crisp. And when I get ready to put it all together, this is another one of those papers that has the writing stuff in it, but they turned out really nice. And they're a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Here's another piece of coffee dyed paper. I did not stitch this one, so I didn't want them all stitched. And then we have our little piece of yellow paper. Did I already put one of those in here? I think I did, didn't I? I did. You belong somewhere else. And then this is our first page. Okay. And we've got those all nice and tidy. They're going to be fine in the spine. They're still wonky out here, which is what I wanted. This is going to fit inside here. And we will sew this into our journal. And we have one almost ready. I'm not sure that I want to sew them yet, because I may do some more sewing on some of these pages in here, maybe sew some pockets on, some things like that. So I don't want to put it in the book yet, because it's a whole lot easier if you're going to stitch on your sewing machine to stitch paper than it is inside the paper inside the book. So there we go. We've got one of these done. Like I said, I am so slow at decorating because I have to try this and I have to try that and try that. So, but I wanted you to see how I was doing the signatures. I will show you what the other signatures look like on the inside. I did them all different. This one just has a little pocket right here. And maybe I can put something on here, you know, white paper. And this is a pull out. And so we've got this, pulls out this way, but it pulls out this way. And look at all of that journaling space. And I've got some pretty papers I'm hoping I can put in there and kind of see, but I'm going to have to experiment. That's that one. Then we have one with the black butterflies. This one, this one woke me up at night. I had a hard time trying to figure out what to do on this page. But what I did is I cut one page in half. So this was a 12 by 12. I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again. And this is one half. And I got my little cricket. I remembered now why I didn't use that thing very often. Took me forever to get two of these that I could actually use. And this one flips up with writing space here and here. A pretty flower and a card if you want to put a date or something special. This one folds down. Same thing. Got writing space, a flower, and a card. So that one's a little different. They're all different, and but they're all done in black and white. And then this one I kind of crumpled up because I just had a hard time with that looking like wood. Anyway, I thought it needed to be old wood, old crinkled wood. We're going into the dark forest. And this is the one for the last signature. So I wanted it to look really old and worn out. So inside here we have a nice big belly band and a nice little pocket over here. We've got some, when I crinkled it up, I put ink on it and just kind of hit the high spots, hit the mountain tops, and left the valleys white. And I don't know what we'll do. I've got some paper I can put in here and do some cool things. And then I've got to decide whether to leave these strings on here or cut them off. I don't know. Some people do both. But there we go. So those are our 3 signatures. So I'll finish those, get those ready, and then we'll start working on some of the pages. So there we go. That's it for today. I hope that is okay. Like I said, anybody else could have decorated all 4 of these today, but I'm very slow at things and very methodical and have to think things through. So I got one done, and we did a nice, fine job on it. I think it's just absolutely awesome. So there we go. We've got one done, and we have our pages ready. They're not finished, but we've got them that we know they're going to fit right in here, and that's how it's going to look. So there we go. All right, so if you liked our video today, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We would love, love, love for you to come and join us over here at Pink Dragonfly Wingz. And if you get a few minutes, share the video with everybody you know. And if you get a few minutes, go check out my online store. It is linked down in the description. It is a new website. It's not the same address I had before. If you want to hear that story, go back a few videos, and I explained why that happened. But go check it out. It's at www.my, Pink Dragonfly Wingz, with a Z on the end. All one word, mypinkdragonflywingz.com. And see what we have in there. We have a few things, not anything super. There are a few journals in there, and a few supplies and things like that. If you have any suggestions on what I could do to make this store better, please give it to me. I haven't really sold anything in that store in like 3 years, so I'm kind of wondering whether I should just shut it down and let it go. But anyway, so look at it, give me some pointers, give me some ideas, give me some help, and put it in the comment section down below. And we'll see you next time. Until then, you be creative too. See you later. Bye-bye.